Hello everybody, 4-Star here, back at it again with another BFL recap episode. This time we are in the rest of the games of week 12, where the Miami Cyclones at 6-4 travel to LA to take on the Los Angeles Gold. And we start off here early in the first quarter. Rex Johnson drops back and throws this one deep to BB Cash on the right side of the end zone for a touchdown right over Brad Emanuel's head to start off the game. And then on the next drive, right before the end of the first, Rex Johnson gets hit on the throw, but throws it right to Eric Young, one of the best receiving running backs in the league, and gets a touchdown near. And so far right now, he is perfect on completions today. 14-0 so far. Going back to the next drive, throws it right to Garcia for his, I believe this was his 14th straight completion here. He was 14 of 14, which was already a BFL record. He would have ended up with 16 straight completions here, and this was number 16. Gives it right to Desmond Riley here as he gets his first down. I believe that was 15. My mistake, and this was 16 as he would throw it right to BB Cash for his second touchdown of the day, making it 21-0. And then here in the fourth quarter, Johnson caps it off with a wide open Matt Nash touchdown, and Miami would end this one winning the game 31-21, getting their 7th win of the season here, and now gearing up and getting ready for the playoffs. On our second game of the week here, we got the Kansas City Scouts traveling to Ohio to take on the Bulldogs here. Both teams looking to reach the playoffs here, and the Scouts have a slim chance here, but they're going to try to get their 4th win of the season. And here on the very first play from scrimmage, Jameson Jean-Baptiste loses the football as it gets picked up by the linebacker Roble, and he takes it into the end zone for the first score of the day. And then after a Bulldogs field goal, Cole trying to get them into the end zone here, throws it to Laurent. It gets tipped, and then it gets intercepted by Billups. But Billups loses the ball just as fast as he got it, and it will be picked up by Ryan Clark, the running back. And they would end up leaving Clark open for a touchdown here on the very next play to make this a 14-3 game right after they got the interception. And then here in the second quarter, McPherson rolling off to the right to try to improvise on the play, but he gets blindsided by one of the defenders, and then Roberts picks up the second fumble of the day. And then right after the turnover, Austin Cole throws it right down the middle to DJ Faison as he gets them inside the 5-yard line with a great completion there. And then on the very next play, Cole faking it to Clark here, has a clean pocket, waiting, throws it right to the rookie Maynard. The rookie tight end gets a score, and now it is 21-3. And I believe the fans here in Ohio are just stunned here. But McPherson and the Bulldogs not done yet as he throws this one right to Dakota Riley, and he takes this all the way inside the 15-yard line for some great field position. And then on the very next play, McPherson throws a quick throw right to Cayenne Bowman on the left side here, and they get a touchdown, their first touchdown of the day, now 21-10. And here on this kick return, Cayenne Bowman will try to get the return here as he drops it, and that will be their 5th lost fumble of the day. And that would lead to some great field position for Kansas City as they had one of the easiest days around, and Austin Cole throws a dot right to Vasco Laurent there, extending their lead now 28-10 before halftime. And with just under a minute left here in this first half, McPherson gets sacked, but it jars the ball loose for yet another time, and Tavian King will get the recovery there, and the Scouts will try to capitalize on that fumble once again, giving it to Vasco Laurent as he leaves a cloud of smoke behind him as he burns the rest of the defense here for another touchdown, making it now 35-10. And then to start off the second half, Walker would get the ball for Kansas City, and he would have nothing but green in front of him, taking this one almost 100 yards into the end zone for yet another touchdown for Kansas City. And then to add on to the onslaught, Ryan Clark runs off to the left side, breaks one tackle, breaks 2 tackles. The safety freezes there on the left side, and he'll take this one all the way into the end zone for their last touchdown of the day. They ended up with 52 points this game, the most this season by any team, I believe. And they win this one 52-20 with a 32-point blowout here in Columbus. And in our third game of the week here, we got the New York Jays traveling to Oakland to take on the 6-4 Grizzlies. They were hot, but they lost the game last week, trying to rebound here. After a rough couple of drives here, Luke McCoy gets his team into the red zone and throws it to a wide open Leland Jackson, and a veteran takes it into the end zone for a touchdown to start off the game. A couple of drives later, now the Jays are down 14-0 here, and Lamar Walker will find a hole and get into the end zone, taking this one about 20 yards in to get New York's first score of the game. But Luke McCoy and the Oakland Grizzlies would respond here, as he has great time in the pocket. He is as comfortable as a baby on his first night home, as he takes this one and throws it right to Dumas into the end zone for a touchdown now to score 21-7 here in this first half. And now with just over a minute left here in this first half, Jason Blake gonna pump fake. He's as comfortable as ever as well. Throws this one right to Will Adams, the veteran receiver, and he gets the catch for a touchdown. Now down only by 7 here. And the Grizzlies now at the 35-yard line, trying to score before halftime here. McCoy getting pressure, rolls off to the right, throws it here to Sam Nelson, but it gets picked off there by Peterson, and that would end the first half here. Now with New York only down by 7. And now with New York in possession here in the start of the third quarter, Blake gives it to Lamar Walker, and he has a wide open hole, breaks a tackle from number 44, and now he's off to the races, and he would take this one about 75 yards into the end zone for a touchdown. And one of the reasons why this team is still competitive here late in this season is because of Lamar Walker. He gets his second touchdown a day and over 100 yards with that run. And the Grizzlies, not to be outmatched here, will try to respond as well here. McCoy would throw this one right to Nelson here off the left hash, and Nelson would take it all the way into the end zone to respond with a touchdown of their own, now back up by 7. But here near the end of the third quarter here, Blake with a play action pass, but only meets up with McClendon there, as he ends up with a big sack there to end the drive. And then nearing the end of the third quarter here, McCoy would throw this one right to Hall on a third down, and he would take this across midfield inside the 30 for a big play here to put them in scoring position. Now first and goal, McCoy looking, he throws a high ball while getting hit, but he throws it right to Tariq Jammer. And Tariq the Freak will get another touchdown here in his rookie campaign. I believe that's 13 this season. And now with just under 2 minutes left here, McCoy gives it to Cornell so he can run down the clock, but he has other plans in mind. He breaks the tackle and takes this one into the end zone to put icing on that cake here. And Oakland will get a bounce back victory here against New York here. And New York would end up with their 10th loss of the season. That is a record for them. And the Oakland Grizzlies will get, I believe, their 8th win of the season here in Oakland. For our 4th game of the week, we got the Carolina Kings hosting the Orlando Knight Riders here. And as the Knight Riders lose another game, they are eliminated from the playoffs. And this was quite a day for one of the most underrated receivers here in the league, as Rob Griffiths would throw this one right to Alonzo O'Neal, and he would run and speed burst past all the defenders to get into the end zone for his first touchdown of many today. We speed up to the second quarter here, and near the end of the second quarter, it's a very competitive bout here, but Rob Griffith would throw it right to, you guessed it, Alonzo O'Neal for his second touchdown of the day. And after a quick 3-and-out, Rob Griffith and the Kings would get the ball again, and this time giving it to Marvin McComas, the former Atlanta Bullet, to get near the red zone. And then a few plays later, they're here in first and goal. Rob Griffith pump fakes and throws it to wide open Alonzo O'Neal for his record, his personal best, 3 receiving touchdowns here in the very first half. But the first half still not over with. A good return here gives Harrison the ball here with just a few seconds left, and he throws it right to Young for a touchdown to keep it a 3-point game before halftime. But Harrison gets the ball back here in the second half, but throws it right to Perez, as Perez will get the interception, the rookie's second pick of the year. And it would give the Kings great field position where Rob Griffith could throw it right to Dame Kelly, and Kelly would get yanked in the face mask there, and they would put it at the 1-yard line. Rocky Humphrey with a toss play would carry this one into the end zone for yet another touchdown for Carolina. This time they're at 30. But after a long methodical drive here, Orlando gets put in a goal-to-go situation. Harrison throwing it to Butler, his tight end, into the end zone for a touchdown to keep themselves in contention at a 3-point game. But then after a defensive stop, They would give Jonathan Pritchard the ball here, and he would run it right into the end zone about 30 yards for a touchdown there, and they would take the lead after only holding it once in the first half. But now only 2 minutes left here. 3rd and 7 here for Rob Griffith. Gets hit on the throw, and now it's 4th down. And they would go for it here with just under 2 minutes left. Rob Griffith looking, and he finds his main man, Alonzo O'Neal, for his 4th touchdown of the day, and just reaching over 100 yards today. What a great day for the young lad today. But it's not over yet. Harrison would throw this one to a wide open Travis Schultz for a touchdown after making a quick drive. Now with under a minute left, they take the lead here by 4. Griffith now just over midfield, giving it to his main man Alonzo O'Neal today for a 1st down. 1st and 10, 30 seconds left. Throws a deep ball to Dan Kelly. We haven't heard his name all day, but he gets a big grab. And then here on 1st and goal, Rocky Humphrey would take it into the end zone here on the right side and score. Possibly a game-sealing touchdown now. 45-42 is the score here. And let's see what the Knight Riders can do here. 2nd and 10, 10 seconds left. Throws it deep, but it gets tipped around and picked off by Bryant. And the Carolina Kings would win this game 45-42 here. A big win for Carolina as they get their 8th win of the season. And for our last game of the week, we got the New Jersey Dragons taking on their rivals in the Dallas Marshals here in the Marshals death game, as if they lose this one, they will be officially eliminated from the playoffs. So we start this one here in the 2nd minute of the 1st quarter here with Rashard Murphy looking comfortable in the pocket and gives it to his fullback Jose Hughes for a touchdown to put some points on the board. Here a couple of drives later, Murphy looking for, I believe that was Hughes again. That was Mitchell actually, and he throws it right to Sarah. And Sarah would take this one 99 yards into the end zone for an INT for a TD. And the Marshals will take the lead here 10-7. So a couple of scores later here in this 1st half, nearing the end here, the score is 10-17, and Corey Fitzgerald gets a good reception after Pat King gets hurt on that throw, but he would come back a few plays later. So it is now up to Lumen to try to score here at the 20-yard line. Throws this one right to Jaquavius McKinney, and he takes this one into the end zone for a 19-yard touchdown pass. Now down by 14 here in Dallas. Murphy looking back, can't find anyone, so he's going to take off himself. And this time he takes it inside the red zone for a 1st down here in scoring range. And Murphy on a 2nd down would throw this one to his main man, Steve Gross, a man he's been with since season 2, and he throws it right to him. He'll take it about 5 yards into the end zone for a touchdown. Still down here, Pat Kane throws it right to Corey Fitzgerald to put themselves into the red zone themselves. And a couple plays later, Pat King would give this one right to Keenan Preston for yet another touchdown this season. He is a goal line demon, so this wasn't a surprise at all here. Now up by 14 once again here, 31-17. Murphy here on his 4th quarter, giving it to Rodney Parker as he crosses midfield for a good run after the catch. And then here on a crucial 3rd and run, Murphy looking, he has time, he's going to roll off to the left, and then he will take it himself into the end zone for yet another rushing touchdown. I believe that is his 10th of the season or his 9th of the season, but he gets a touchdown there, now down by 7. And then here with just over a minute left here on a 3rd and 9, Keenan Preston would get enough. He would dive for the 1st down, but that would be called back for holding. And what a detrimental penalty it was, as the fans cannot believe it. And here on a 3rd and 17 after that play, they would be forced to punt the ball back to New Jersey. And here on a 1st and 10, Murphy looking. He's going to roll off to the left. Throws this one across his body to Asher Diggs, passing midfield for a beautiful 1st down. And they would go for a no huddle here. 3rd and 4. Throws it right to Phil Quick. Quick would get inside the 20. And now with just 18 seconds left, they might have some life. Murphy dropping back, throws it right to Trey Flanagan, but it's in and out of his hands. And what a time to drop a ball like that. But Murphy says, if my receivers ain't going to catch the ball, I'm going to take things into my own hands, as he runs out of bounds just with 1 second left. So with one play here, 1st and goal, Murphy gonna run off to the right once again and get his, I believe that it was his 10th rushing touchdown of the season. A great record to have, as he even beats his own record with 7 last season, and they tie the game at 31, and we're going to overtime. So here we are in overtime in a crucial 3rd down here. Pat Kane dropping back, throws a dime right to Jaquavius McKinney, and he would drop it there, and they would be forced to punt the ball away. What a drop. And here we go. Rashard Murphy throws it right to Jose Hughes, who got the 1st touchdown today. And then a few plays later, this would lead to a 2nd and goal. And Phil Quick, we're running into the end zone, completing the 14-point comeback. Once down 31-17, ends up with a big victory here in Dallas. And the New Jersey Dragons would end up getting their 7th win of the season to keep their playoff hopes alive and to try to get a higher placement here in the playoffs. So after week 12 here, these are the standings here. I did play an extra game here for week 13, but shouldn't make too much of a difference here. It's just one game. Week 12 standings here, we got Boston at 9-3, Denver at 8-3, the Kings at 8-4, Cyclones, Golden Owls, Grizzlies are all at 7-4. The Dragons, with the recent loss, are now 7-5. The Bullets are here at 6-6. The 5-6 teams are the Bulldogs and the Gold. The Demons are 4-7. The Scouts are 4-7. The Marshals and Knight Riders are now tied at 3-8 and in last place here at week 12. We got the New York Jays at 2-10. For the stats here for passing, our yards leader is Luke McCoy with 3,600 yards, 39 touchdowns, and 10 INTs. He's also our touchdowns leader with 39 touchdowns. Right behind him is Ricky Bledsoe in both of those categories. 3,400 yards, 35 touchdowns, and 7 picks. Both of them fighting for MVP votes here this season. It should be a good one once these two teams battle it out. Right behind him is D Singleton. After his recent game, he had a ball in that last game. 2,889 yards right now, 32 touchdowns, and 11 touchdowns on the run. He is our total touchdowns leader, I believe, by 1 touchdown. I believe Luke McCoy has 40 touchdowns and D Singleton has 42, so he's up by 2 touchdowns and 12 picks. And right behind him, Anthony Vales, Rob Griffith, all of these guys here under 30 touchdowns. Lance Shutt, Kenny Harrison, all of them having some pretty decent seasons. But of course, Luke McCoy with a 134 rating, having one hell of a season. Here in our yards leaders for rushing, we got Tamarick Clay with just over 1,000 yards, 1,100 yards this season. Got 500 more to go to even break Corey Smith's record. And right behind him is aforementioned Corey Smith, 961 yards and 7 touchdowns. And of course, New York Zone Lamar Walker, pretty much the New York team. He is the team. With 955 yards and 13 touchdowns. He will get another 1,000-yard season. Rashard Murphy with 938 yards and 11 touchdowns, looking for his first 1,000-yard season, and the first 1,000-yard season by a quarterback. Zeke Crawford right behind him. We got Jonathan Pritchett as well. And then of course, with the touchdowns, we have Tamarick Clay in the lead, Lamar Walker and Zeke Crawford tied at 13 apiece. Keenan Preston, Rashard Murphy, and D Singleton all at 11 touchdowns. And of course, with Rashard Murphy and D Singleton both breaking the record for most rushing touchdowns, now tied at 11 apiece by both of these rushers, by both of these quarterbacks here. Rocky Humphrey with 9, of course, Lamar Harrison with 9, and Jonathan Pritchett with 8, and then Corey Smith and Sheldon Massey, Darnell Wicks rounded out with 7. Receiving, we got the receiving leader in receptions, Keith Manning, 70 receptions this season. I believe the record is 77 by Keith Manning. So he's about to break his own record here. 1,026 yards, 11 touchdowns. Cannot beat that. But our touchdowns leader is tied between BB Cash and Tariq Jammer. BB Cash just had it for a long time after his 5-touchdown game, and now he is tied up with Tariq Jammer and 952 yards from the rookie with only 44 receptions. That is amazing. He gets 86 yards a game. That's pretty crazy, and his average is 21 yards per reception. And then you have BB Cash averaging 17 yards per reception and 960 yards, 56 receptions, and 14 touchdowns. Alonzo O'Neal is quite impressive as well with 36 receptions and 11 touchdowns. That means about a third of the time that he's getting the ball, he's getting into the end zone. So that is an amazing rate, and he's almost getting 1,000 yards as well. And of course, our yards leaders is Keith Manning and Randall Bynum, who are just over the 1,000-yard mark, and we have some more wide receivers ready to join that list as well. Here on defense, we got Brian Hasty with the tackles lead with 65. Right behind him is Stan Hall, and then we have a bunch of guys at 57. Most tackles for loss this season is JJ Maynard and Mitch Johnson. For sacks, we got a tie between Benjamin Dexter and Sammy Hayes. Both of them rookies are fighting for Defensive Player of the Year. Sammy Hayes has been a surprising one as well, as he is part of those edge rushers that got drafted this season. So that's pretty exciting. Right behind them is Kevin Forrest, Brock McClendon, and Thomas Warren, all of them being specialty guys and being primetime players on their team. We have Brandon Gill and a surprising Aaron Tucker here from the fantasy draft here. Free agent signing here by Oakland. He has 6 interceptions this season, along with Brandon Gill, who has had the interception lead at 6 all season. And for the week 13 schedule, we're going to have it up on the screen right now. We have a lot of important games for a lot of teams here. Of course, the Cyclones and the Scouts are going to be taking each other on here. And the Scouts are going to be fighting for their playoff lives here. They need an upset victory against the Cyclones here, and to keep themselves in the playoff race. A very, very important game here. The Grizzlies take on the Revolution. The Grizzlies can put themselves at an 8th win. They can go 8-4 and boot the Revs back to 9-4, which would make the Dynamo go into first place, and the Dynamo will have to beat the Gold to do that. So these are two very, very important games here. The Gold trying to keep themselves in the playoff race. Of course, they are 5-6 as well, and they would have to upset the Dynamo here in their hometown. I believe this is the Dynamo's last home game of the season, so we will be seeing them in their red alternates. The Demons take on the Marshals. The Demons have to win this one to keep themselves alive in the playoffs. And of course, you already see that the Dragons lost just narrowly to the Bullets. If you read it, game-winning touchdown by D. Singleton, and he had a perfect game. He displayed pretty much the best he's ever displayed, and that will be on the next episode of the recap. And of course, we round out the game with the week with the Golden Owls and the Bulldogs. Very important game as well. The Golden Owls are 7-4. They would have to keep themselves up in the playoffs here. I believe they already solidified a spot with a 7th win. But the Bulldogs will have to get a win due to the Bullets getting a win, so they will have to keep themselves up there as both teams fight for their spot in the playoffs here. And they would go both 6-6 if the Bulldogs win that game. So a very, very important game there. That might be a game of the week. And then we round out with the Knight Riders and the Jays. So thank you guys so much for watching yet another week of BFL football, our best football league. As we approach the playoffs here, we have 2 more weeks. We have 3 more weeks to go, week 13, 14, and 15. And then we'll go right into the playoffs here. We will be highlighting every game. So all of the playoff games will be primetime games. There won't be a missed game here or a missed game there. They will all be primetime games, or I can condense it into one video for round 1. I would rather do it in a way where everybody gets to see each game, and I kind of get to stretch it out a little bit more with my editing. So probably by the end of the summer we'd probably be done, or probably at the middle of the summer we'd probably be done with the season. It's been a very, very fun season, and I know I've been experiencing burnout here and there, but I've been back on my grind making these videos. So hopefully you guys enjoy it, enjoy the content, and I'll see you guys in the next primetime video for week 13. Like and subscribe, and have a good one as always.